Welcome back to Gus Garage. Today we're going to be working on a 2024 Golf R. This is my wife's car. It's got 5,000 miles on it. It's her daily driver. She intends to put many years and many miles on it, so we're going to change every 5,000 miles instead of the recommended 10. I do the same thing with my other cars. I don't want it to be something that becomes an issue or gunk buildup or anything like that. So, big problem I notice when trying to figure out the oil and talking to the dealerships, looking at videos online, nobody ever knows what it's supposed to be. It's clear as a bell on the motor. If you can see this, VW 50800 and SAE 0W20. Awesome. I took the VIN and I took a ride over to the Volkswagen dealership, talked to them, gave them the VIN, and they brought me 030. Not only was it 030, it was 030 50400 to 50700. I have no idea what any of this means. I haven't looked it up in any kind of depth, so just want to let you know, I like going to the dealership because you might spend $1 or $2 more per quart, but it's on record. You've bought from them. It's the right stuff. It's what they said they would have put in the car. I even asked the guy 3 times. He said, nope, that's what the car calls for, even in the VIN. So I don't know why they put a sticker on the car that says otherwise, and I don't know why it's so difficult to find online, but long and short of it is, I'm doing this oil change with what they gave me, so if there's a problem, it's their problem, not mine. So let's get started. I'm gonna set the extraction unit up, and just for a little bit of information, I'm gonna go entirely extracted. I'm not gonna change the drain plug. No need. At the 10,000 interval, we'll do that. I'm gonna do a filter, an O-ring, and just a good oil change after extraction. So I got this on Amazon, not expensive. Used it a few times, maybe not enough. And my apprehension for going gangbusters on this is just that I don't want to have any issues with leaking. There we go. That looks about right. So again, from the dealership, they recommended in an oil change kit that I get 6 quarts of oil. I always ask for an extra. It's great to have around the garage. I put it on the shelf. If it burns anything, if it's low, if I need to reference what oil I bought last time, what's in there, I've got this as a backup. I think from what I've seen online, it takes 5.5 quarts. We're gonna find out, and I'll, by the end of the video, be able to tell you. We have the paper filter, which is a standard Volkswagen Audi unit. You got the Audi on top. Made in Germany, of course. It came with the O-ring. That was in the box, so if you're looking for it as a separate item, it wasn't. This came in the box. Not sure if the guy at the dealership did that or if that's the way they sell it. I'm using a 32mm socket for the oil filter cap and a reducer just because this is 1/2-inch drive and I want to use my smaller torque wrench because it's only 25 Newton meters of pressure for this. So there's that, and then you got the torque wrench, washer fluid, might as well top it off while we're in there, and just a decent funnel to get the oil where we want it. And that's all you're gonna need. It's gonna be a quick one. All right, got the dog in here helping. So, couple quick things we're gonna do. Super simple. We're gonna pull the cover off the top, pull the fill cap off, pull the dipstick, and then we'll service the filter. That'll be the first things we do. So let's hop in. These are just quick pops. They come right off. Good chance to clean it if you really want to. There's a little bit of heat shielding underneath. Fill cap. If you look in there, it goes right down to the timing belt, chain, whatever they use these days, but it's right there, easily accessible. It's filled almost perfectly, just a little above max, which is good. With 5,000 miles on it, that means it's not really burning anything. This being its first change, we are gonna look at the filter a little extra close just to make sure we have no problems. All right, all this is good. Let's remove the filter. And again, the spec on this is 25 Newton meters. I don't want to get any oil on the motor at all. So now that I've broken the seal, I'm going to let it drain a little bit into the system. It is warm. I warmed it up because using the extraction method for this is going to work way better, way faster if the oil is warm. Otherwise, it's a little difficult to get out. All right, it's free. And again, I don't want to make any kind of a mess. So I'm just gonna give it a minute to drip and think about its life. All right, put a glove on. It's a little bit warm. Again, I don't want to make a mess. I don't want any oil anywhere on this beautiful motor. It's brand new. It's perfect. And just get that under there real quick. So there you go. You've got the filter in the housing. Everything's good. You can take a peek down in there. Not much happening. The filter comes out very easily. It just kind of snaps into place. What I'm looking at here, I don't see any writing on the bottom of the filter. I always like to take note because there's nothing on that side either. So it's going to be a complete guess as to the way we put the new one in. Not a problem. I'm putting this in my oil drain pan over here. It's out of the way. Wipe this out a little bit. Very important to get the old O-ring off. If you don't, it won't go on right and you won't be able to put the new one on. So just a little hook tool right over top. The old O-ring is out. We got the new one here. Got oil on our hands, you got oil in here. Get a little bit of that on there. Hit the new O-ring. Let's get a bunch. Can never have enough. This keeps the O-ring from bunching up as you torque it down. If it bunched up when you were torquing it down, you have the potential for a leak. And that's the last thing that anybody wants. Now I'm seeing some kind of film on this, which is kind of weird to me. So I'm gonna take a minute and I'm just gonna throw this out so I don't mix it up. And I'm gonna go a little bit better at cleaning this. I'm gonna grab a rag and actually see what that is, because I'm not sure. It's clean, it's pretty. We'll get this on. Perfect. Love it. Everything's good. Now, no printing, like I talked about. There's nothing on here that says, hey, this side out. So I'm gonna just pop it in this way. If it clicks into place, which it did, I'm happy with that. You guys should be too. All right, back in the car. Just gonna turn it hand tight. It seats very nice. It's a little bit more than that's gonna be necessary. I have the torque wrench already set to 25 Newton meters. So I'm just gonna finish it off this way. There we go. That's it. It's nothing crazy. The O-ring's doing all the work. It's got a large wall between the O-ring and where it would actually come out from. So there's just a whole lot of protection in there that you're not relying on killing it with torque. It's a plastic part. It's not gonna take it, so. That's really all the tools. Now, we're gonna extract. So, now you put it down the dipstick tube. When you get down, you're gonna feel the pan. You can't go any further. When it's there, you start your pumping, and then the oil starts to come. There it goes. Earning my money today with the extractor. I will be purchasing one that runs on air. Is the hard part. It's a real pain in the butt, but it does pull a bit. It's just not pulling full if I'm not pumping. So I'm gonna go back to the pumping. All right, guys, we saved you the hassle of watching me pump for a whole while, and we're almost out. So I'm just gonna keep pumping a little bit and see if anything else is coming. I actually heard a trick from one of the videos that I watched, and I think I'm gonna give it a shot. What they were basically saying was the end of these extractor units is cut on an angle. They call it baloney cut. And what it does is it prevents you from being able to get anything right up against the casing. So when this stops taking oil out, I'm gonna pull it out and I am gonna cut it straight and see if we get any better result. You guys see what's coming out right now. So I think it's worth the shot. So I'm gonna pull this out. Again, I don't want to make a mess of the motor. It's pretty, but you see right there, like my hand under it. It's gonna be hot, I'm sure, but there we go. Okay, so if you can see, there's the angle baloney cut I was talking about, and that will only allow me to get down so far. And look, we're talking about the smallest amount of oil, nothing that I think should be too concerning. But let's see if there's a little tip that I saw online has any merit. There we go, perfectly straight. There goes my little baloney in the trash. Let's close the knife up so nobody gets hurt. And let's see if we get any more. Back down the dipstick tube till we hit bottom. Looks like bottom. Now you have to be careful when you're inserting the tube. In the past, I was working on one of my buddy's Audis. When it hit the bottom, it actually turned, and you could actually force it further, which, because it curls up, it's not actually getting all the oil out. And we actually had to remove it quite a bit to have it engage with the bottom of the oil pan and get the rest of the oil. So just something to think about. So yeah, some is coming, nothing crazy. I'm gonna build up some vacuum on this pump, and then I'm gonna play around with the dipstick. So let's see if I press it, I get a little bit. Yeah, there we go, see? It's not a lot, there's not a lot left in here, but it is still getting a little bit. Kind of jiggle it around and see if you get any better purchase on the bottom of that. And I'm pretty happy about that. Like I said, I think it's 5.5 is what I'm hearing. If I'm looking at this, there's a good chance that each of these is 2, and there's, you know, your 5. So maybe it's a half low, but I doubt it. I don't know. This is 2.5 gallons, so 9.5 liters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway through there is 5. 5.25 actually, if I'm doing the math right. So double check me, comment below, whatever, it's cool. I'm happy with this. I'm gonna pull this out, I'm gonna clean it up, secure it, make sure that there's no other mess here, and then I will put the dipstick back in and see, does it have any reading, or are we well below? You can see all the oil that came out, so I'm sure we're well below, especially on such a small motor, but let's give the dipstick a shot and see if there's anything left in here. Which I'm sure, with as much as we took out, that there will be nothing. Yeah, no registered amount whatsoever. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm going to make sure that I didn't get anything nasty on this. Put it in. Awesome, secured. This was torqued, this is secured. Our fill is the last thing we're gonna do. And I also wanna take a moment real quick. Let's put some washer fluid in there, because it's gonna need some. It's springtime, it's gonna be a mess. Bugs everywhere. Let's see if I can do this without making a huge mess, especially on camera. Oh, there's the mess. I tried, guys. And I could see it in the reservoir filling up pretty easily, so it didn't need too much. That's good. Perfect. So, sorry, wife, for the mess. She's also the camera lady, so. Okay. time for oil in. Time to add our dinosaurs to the mix, and we'll see how it goes. All right, time to get some of this in there and see how it goes. I'm gonna line them up. I don't wanna make a mess. I don't know, I probably won't, but I feel like it's good practice to just kind of give it a bib. This is my super awesome fancy funnel. I cut it like maybe with a butter knife at some point 20 years ago. I have no idea, but it still works. So there's no reason not to use it. And let's do it. I'm gonna start with 4 and see if it registers on the dipstick and how much. So just so we can, I don't want to overfill it. Not that it would be too hard to get out, but there's no reason to do that. Good, the last drop-ish. We're gonna save these so we can pump the oil back out of here into them and dispose of them properly. Usually that just drop them off at your local auto parts store. They'll take them happily. Whether they're using them in wastewater or waste oil heaters, or they have a service that comes picks them up. It's free, they don't charge you, and you're not screwing up the environment. So it's kind of good all the way around. And there's some oil there, but let me wipe it and take a new reading because it all kind of flowing down there together. There we go, we're right at the bottom, if you can see it, of where we want to be. So that means it's going to take at least another quart. Let's put number 5 in and see how it goes. Just food for thought as we're checking this. It is full, as you can see, but that doesn't really mean much because here's what's gonna happen. Now that it's full, we know there's oil where it needs to be. We're gonna start the car. When we start the car, it's gonna flow through the system. It's gonna go to all the different valleys and channels in the motor, into the oil filter also, which could always hold a quarter quart, half a quart, depending on the size. This one seems a bit small, but it can still hold a bunch, and that's gonna affect the reading. So awesome. So we did just kind of get everything moving around. Let's see what that dipstick reads now. See if we lost anything. There you go. See, it's halfway down. So I'd say it's going to take at least another half a quart. I'm not going to go overboard. I don't want to put the whole quart in. If it doesn't need it, it'll be extra. Extra oil is just as bad for your engine, I guess, as not enough. But either way, it puts strain and stress on things, and it's not what you want. Certainly not what I want. But my wife will be taking this car on a long road trip this upcoming week, so it'll be nice and fresh, ready to go. That's my best guess at half. A little bit more than half, but we're good. Quick double check. And just for the record, and because I'm absolutely insane, I will take the car around the block. I'll let it come fully to temperature, and when I bring it back to the house, I will do one final check. It won't be caught on camera, but I just want you guys to know it's going to happen so that you don't think that you're absolved from ever checking your oil again once you do the startup and test. It's kind of something we always have to do. Perfect. It's actually maybe a touch over, but nothing crazy. I'm good with that. And hopefully it finds its way into the deep, dark recesses of the motor and does its job. All right, guys, one last step. We're gonna put the cap on and the cover. So let's do that. This is clean. Put it over here. Get it out of our mix. For those of you who are watching, if you look at these little ball catches, you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's how this cap is held on. Another easy way to cheat is to look on the back of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just make sure you get them where they gotta go. They should kind of get themselves there them all by their lonesome, but there we go. And then once they're there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. The one thing we didn't shoot earlier, which I really wanted to show you guys, was because this is a brand new car, it's good to check through the paper filter for glitter. I mean, I see shine of oil, but I don't see any metal chunks. I don't see parts. That's what you're looking for. This is where it's going to be caught. If there was any problem when they were building the motor, it's all going to be visible here. You're going to know everything that went wrong, and this looks great. There's nothing in here that I'd be concerned about. So again, you don't have to, but it's always great to check. This is going to tell the story. If you have any issue with your bearings, any issue with assembly, especially on the first oil change, this doesn't lie. Take a peek. See if you spot something. If you do, maybe it's in time to let the dealership know and they can help you out or fix it or not totally melt down your motor too soon. So. Okay guys, now that we're in the car, you're going to want to select the distance and time option from the menu. You're going to then press the right hand button. It looks like 2 screens. Then again, press it and hold it in for 10 seconds. Once that 10 seconds is up and you let it go, the service submenu will appear. Navigate down to Reset Oil Change. Hit OK. It'll prompt you and ask you if you want to reset it. Hit OK again. And that's it. Nice and simple. That's it. Another installment of Guts Garage. Hopefully I see you guys again in the future. Like and subscribe. If you like anything that you see, if you want to comment, you want to tell me I'm stupid, you want to tell me you could do it better, awesome. I love getting feedback. I'm no professional, I'm not a mechanic. I just like working on cars and maintaining everything ourselves. I hate going to the dealership. They're great when you need them for certain things. Other than that, there's no reason that we should have gotten away from doing our own maintenance on our cars. This is fun for me, maybe not for everybody, but hopefully I inspired you at how easy these are to just go and do it. See you next time.